Hey guys, it's JP from the Chase Down, and I'm going to be starting a series on our YouTube channel, something to look forward to for all 30 NBA teams. I'm going to go over reasons to be excited about your team this upcoming season, and just give you an optimistic view on your team, even if maybe they'll struggle a little bit. So we're going to start with the worst team in the East last year, the Detroit Pistons. I think the most obvious sign to be excited for is Cade Cunningham, the number 1 overall pick of the 2021 draft. He is a great player. I think he's going to be very, very good. I think he has a pretty good shot to win Rookie of the Year. It's going to be him and Jalen Green fighting for that thing. But I think this is a year for him to show signs, right? See if the catch and shoot shooting is real. See if the playmaking is real. I'm more down on his playmaking than a lot of people. I've said this on the podcast multiple times, but I think he's more of a Paul George, Jason Tatum type of player rather than a Luka Doncic, LeBron James type. I don't think he should have the ball in his hands the entire game and make every decision. And even if he does, those assist numbers aren't going to reflect like a genius intellect at the passing level. I think like he could max out at 7 assists per game, which is still great, but I don't know if he's going to be put in a tier of like the elite passers in the league ever. I think he's going to be a go-to scorer. I think he's going to hit big shots for you guys. I think he's going to be a great leader, great intangibles. I think you guys basically have a guaranteed star with Cade. I don't see a ton of his downfalls. That's definitely something you guys should be looking forward to. Just the beginning of a rebuild. It should be really good. Next up, Killian Hayes. Some might say this is something to be disappointed about, but if you look at it in this light, you know what you have next year. It's an optimistic way to look at it, right? If Killian Hayes sucks, you know you can move on from him. You know you don't have to try to integrate him into your team anymore. But if he's great, you can play him alongside Cade. You can both have guards who can handle and pass. And Killian Hayes is he has 2 really good factors about his game, right? He's a good on-ball defender on guards. No one can deny that. If you've watched him play defense, he's good enough to stick with NBA guards and make their lives difficult. And he's also a really good passer. I know the numbers don't really reflect that, but if you see some of the passes he makes and the vision, you can tell he's got the mind for that. He just needs to clean up his game. And he's probably not used to the speed of the NBA. That's probably why his turnovers were a little bit higher than they should have been. But you gain clarity with Killian Hayes this year. Is he good? Is he bad? You can kind of tell by their second year whether they're a good player. I know that sounds a little bit early, but history would show that, hey, by their second year, they're starting to figure it out. Their stats should rise a little bit. Their efficiency should rise a little bit. So if you see those signs in Killian Hayes, you have something to be positive about. Another one, Saddiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart. Both of them made the all-rookie team last year, and they were great. I'm a huge Saddiq Bey fan. He's a flamethrower at the wing spot. Pretty good on defense too. Not the greatest athlete, but he can stick with guys just through pure effort. And Isaiah Stewart, classic, just shot blocker, rim runner. But he's even showed some promise from three-point land. I know he's not a great shooter, but he's shown the willingness to try it. And honestly, that's the first step. So, I don't know. This team's young nucleus is pretty unique. I think they're getting better at shooting as a collective team as well. Cade Cunningham should be a great shooter. Saddiq Bey, we know, is a great shooter. If Isaiah Stewart can stretch it out like I just brought it up, that's a shooting 5. Jeremy Grant's pretty efficient from that area, and he gave you guys 20 points per game last year. So all of these things are pretty optimistic. And another thing, Dwayne Casey, I think he's a legitimate NBA head coach, and I think for him to take the fall for Toronto is fair. But also, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry played like shit. So it's not all on him. Yes, he's the guy behind it, but players got to perform, right? So I split it half and half, and you can tell he's building a culture. A lot of the games the Pistons lost last year were very close and to very good teams. They played the Nets really well. They played the Lakers in a battle. They played the Celtics to the buzzer. They played a lot of close games, and that's just because they have a good culture there. Dwayne Casey's instilling in them, hey, you're going to fight till the very last second of this game. So, I mean, you have a good coach, upcoming star, proven vets. It's the beginning of a rebuild, and I think you guys are really on the right track. And another thing is, it's okay to lose this year, because guess why? You're rebuilding, so you'll have another shot at the apple in next year's draft. Let's say you are the worst team in the East again, which I don't think is probably going to happen, but let's say you are. You have decent odds at getting another top 5 pick, and that's going to really help progress your rebuild. You get a guy like Paulo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Jaden Hardy, all these guys, right? That's going to help your rebuild. So all these things lend in your favor. It could be a sad year in terms of the win column, but there are definitely going to be things that you can find about this season and be positive about. So I wouldn't worry about it at all. I think you guys should have a really fun time rooting for Cade to get that Rookie of the Year award. And hopefully this team shocks some people. Hopefully they can make a play-in push. I'm leaning no, but I would love to see them prove me wrong. So, yeah, those are some positive things for you guys to think about, and peace.